Yeah, good evening, good afternoon, just good morning, the lovers of freedom, and all the way meaning Biafrans. From my location here, it's good evening to you all, and good evening to my Prime Minister, good evening to my President, Mazi Nnamdi Okukano, good evening to my DPM, Dr. Ngozi Orabreze. Good evening to, and good morning, and good afternoon to all the Biafra generals and commanders. I salute you all and I thank you all for all you do. One, to make that you protect the Biafra land and citizens and the properties that are in Biafra land. I greet you all and I also encourage you all to do more. And in a common word I say, may Elohim Chukwu Okabiyama continue to bless all of you for all that you sacrifice your life, for all that you sacrifice everything around you and live the happiness, the joy that you're supposed to be having, and seek to deny yourself all the free movement, all the things you have to do for yourself, and stand up to protect the land of the rising sun, happen to be United States of Biafra. In that regards, I salute you all and I greet you all for all your good job. And I also thank our DPM, Dr. Ngozi Orabreze, the Deputy Prime Minister, for your resolute and your standing up and all you do in the name of protecting us and our governments that led by you, that you have the mandate of the people to pilot the affair of the Biafran people. I want to thank all coaches 042. I greet you, my senior comrades. Good evening from here. Thank you so much. So I want to thank all lovers of freedom, also those who are supporting us, those who stand with us, no matter what is going on. I thank you all also. And I also tell ourselves, like people like Maziko Choose 042, thank you so much for all you do and all your love to the United States of Biafra and all the platforms who try to stand up for this movement that we are into. I thank you. May Elohim protect and guide you until I believe that we will see ourselves one day in Biafra land. That's one thing I believe so much. That gives me joy in all I do. Thank you so much. We move. My people, this program is an open mic. It's an open conversation. You are free to call at all time into this program and contribute what you think. Remember, sometimes we might disagree to agree. That is the ability of what makes us human beings and mature people. We will disagree to agree. It's not going to be on the way when I say it is with you. Sometimes it might be the way I say it on my own thing, or the way I see it, the way we will think, we should go this way and look at the way other people has get their own. Do not get angry. Be there and stand strong. The ability of you standing strong and defend what you believe is what makes you a human being, my people. I want us to know one thing, that the level where we are is outright different from what we have been doing since all these years. The level of agitation is different from when a country being declared. And when leaders of the country was arrested before a declaration, there is things that works and things that are not going to work. The level where we are, if the Nigerian government think that, bringing paper, give my assignment for him to sign and stop the freedom, we stop it. They would have done that. And even the little one they have all presented to him, he refused bluntly. Nigeria are promising him. If the lawyer told you what promise they are promising him, and he refused. you will know that that man knows that is why I said he know what he wants, and he will never accept defeat or said okay because of his spirit. It's like asking Jesus Christ. You don't know really know much Nadekan. When you understand this man, when you meet him one-on-one and reason with him, then you will know the kind of person he is. I see Jesus as second Jesus Christ in the world. Do you know that Jesus Christ have every opportunity to denounce his mission for him to be alive? But what happened? He accepted it. He did what? He accepted to die for us to be alive. That is the spirit that is immersed in Nadekan. If you're a Christian, if you're a true follower, if you understand who is immersed in Nadekan, no Simon Eber, these are men who will not accept defeat at all time. And because of what they are fighting, that it has been once what a leader is fighting is being declared. If Mazi Nadekan, let me tell you this thing. If our declaration did not hold, by now, Mazi Nadekan may be released. The Nigerian government and their lawyers understand the meaning of declaration. And when declaration have a effective and workable government that are piloting the affairs, the movement has changed from what you think it is before to another dimension. So what? The movement has changed from what the way you see it. That's why I said until we start to understand that this after our declaration, that the game has changed totally. Mazi Nnamdi Okukanu, whom I called the president of United States of Biafra, could have been released if Simon O did not come south. What will happen that what happened to Owazurike could have happened, even if that Mazi Simon comes south, our leader could not surrender. Because they want to use that method they use on Owazurike to call the members of DOS and told him, Oga, we are tired of this, so we can't continue with this. You have to drop this agitation. You are man alone in this mission. That is how things plays out. And when the find out that Master comes out and that he is more dangerous, he's more brutal in action, with like what even what the Master Nadekan, then they've seen a reason why to do what? Believe that this Biafra is no longer dying. In the heart of every government of Nigeria, IPOB of DOS disappointed Nigeria. The mission they sent them to accomplish, they could not be able to accomplish that mission. They did not accomplish that mission. So Nigerian government feel disappointed and using that anger of IPOB One Nigeria, failing to stop the movement. Before they will now be to Mazi Nadekan, all these people are no longer with you. You on your own. See if they can use that one to trigger him. They try and it's not working. They try, it's not working. Mazi Nadekan is very hardly to be someone to convince him. Who are you to convince him? He cannot, because he was well prepared from the hands of Chukwu Abiyama into what he's doing. We are all doing one thing, like I always said that word. We are all in one place since all this while. Until you start looking how he works for others, then you will see. Well, for me, I don't know about you. I have come across many histories of many countries that their leader was arrested before their declaration. None of them was released through court. None of them grant pardon. They did not grant any of them pardon. The president of that country did not say, okay, let him go. Because do you know why? What he has fighting has been, that thing that he's seeking has been declared. And he has already been workable. So when he come, it simply means calling him, hand him over where people stop and told him, look at where we stop. What is the next movement? And if he Mazi Nadekan, if you come outside and see where this movement is right now, are you going to go back? Are you going to fall back? Are you going to start afraid or start on the existing protocol and move forward? So everything will be easy. So it's only when you understand Nigeria, their game, and what Nigeria stands for, and the meaning of the real declaration that we have all achieved, is when we know that Nigeria are not going to release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Because Nigeria are seeing histories of countries. That is why when I come, I bring you a history of countries. A man, Jomo Kenyatta of Kenya, was arrested by Great Britain. They did not release him until the people of Kenya protest and seek for international recognition and put international pressure. The question is, those countries that got their independence or that get the leaders released, when it happened, do they not have saboteurs? They don't have divided house. They have. When Obato Obi emerged and pushed us to government into exile and people followed him, is it not division? We are not going to, because of sake of division, and said, no, we don't have to do this. It doesn't matter. What matters is that if you are 5 and you are the one doing the right thing and you have the documents of what you are doing in your hand, you are the one that is legit to move the affair or to move on. Kenya president was released, not by pardon, not by president of, not by Britain. A court. He released because his circle, his people move on, get international recognition as a country. He was released. Namibia leader was also arrested by South Africa and keep him. How did he release? He also released. He also released. He released was after their country have got their international recognition. He was released. Then Bangladesh are like the same level where we are is where Bangladesh they are. It's also the same level what happened to every other countries. That their leader was arrested. Now, you may talk about Amazonia. Amazonia are into armed conflict. That is where they have choose. Then for the Biafran people, after our declaration, are we into armed conflict? After our declaration, are we into armed conflict? The answer is no. We are into peaceful movement of diplomatic, political, international, and all what's known. That is what we are into. And that is what we are doing. Now, doing this particular area, there is things that triggers everything. There is things that gingers everything up. Then you may ask yourself, what is those that are gingering everything? It's not the way we think about it. It's all about going out there to find out what will trigger this to happen. It doesn't matter. The international body said that even though that they know that these people, the new country will have disputes, they'll have internal conflict, they'll have rebel among them. But when you look at the government of Biafra, having the official document of our declaration, having self-referendum document is also it. These two documents, and also having the grievances document in the office of the government, these three documents can bring everything. Then with you who has these documents, there is more things that they ask you to do. The one that eyes will see. If it's not important for the one that eyes will see, then the question is, we could have not even voted as a country. Why are we voting then? All these things is in here, that is what the eyes see and they believe. They say, when eyes see, eyes will believe. To see is to what? Is to believe. All these things are what we are passing through. And all these things is the template or we have to follow. We won't say because of, oh, he worked for them. We give it a try. It is what other people has done in the past, and they got their leader released. Why do you think that we should not do that? Why do you think giving it a try is not important? I see you, coaches. Good evening from my end. Chris Biafra's son. Good evening from here. Two of you are the first people that are into this platform this afternoon. I thank so much, as we have maybe 2 hours, 30 minutes to go on. Like I said, I'll be taking an example of Bangladesh. How the protests help Bangladesh to get international pressure, no matter Ndikwe and Ndiekwe. Now look at Finland. No matter Ndikwe and Ndiekwe, do they stop being a country? Even though that the red, you know that when it started, that the population of the red triggers out those that make declaration, like what we are facing through today. But when you ask yourself, do they stop? Because of people are not supporting, because of division, because of division, do they stop what they're supposed to do? This is a part of the questions that we need to be asking ourselves. We are no longer the place we are before. We are into another level that needs another movement, that needs another structure. The structures are there already, but there is those we need to add more into what we are doing. How about OBA make it openly to you? See, calling protests in Biafra land is not going out. We might choose, they call it civil disobedient. Sit at home. And look at Nigeria right now. Everybody is adhering to sit at home. That's all about OBA and Mazda Kano introduced. Yes, the IPOB One Nigeria was doing protests all over the country with a name of a structure, not a name of a government, not as a country, but as a group. Then it left for us to also change that narrative. That every protest that are going on, even the one they are doing, even everything in between, the Biafran people under the government has also their right to issue warrant of protest in all over the country. Somebody was asking me, if they call, can I come out? Yes, I will come outside. Once the government go, let us start with me. Once the government give me a letter as a new country with document to submit in authority of this country where I am, I will go and I will lead the protest by myself. I am not telling you what I will not be able to do. I am telling you what I should do by myself. Because 1, 2, 3, 4 country, 5, 6 has taken that road and it works openly. Yes, a brother from China, I greet you. Good evening from here. I am from United States of Biafra. United States of Biafra, the new country that was declared on November 29, 2024. We are exit from Nigeria because Nigeria is a death sentence to every indigenous person. Nigeria is a country where strangers, kidnappers, Boko Haram understand. Yes, you understand English. You are writing a clear English here. So we are the people that was officially declared our country newly. Now, we have met all the criteria they asked us to meet. We have over 50 million people that participated in our self-referendum vote. After that, we have a de facto government who is capable and working and functioning and effective. We went to Finland on November 29, 2024 and make our official real declaration with a very legit document that Biafra has become a new country that people have to recognize. So we are seeking for support to recognize us as a new country from China. Tell your government about, talk to the government about us. That you meet a people that they call, that the name of their country is United States of Biafra. That they should look for us, and our government are also looking for them to support us, to fight our way out from Nigeria that we have exist. And up to now, Nigeria still use military, gun and bullets to occupy our land. When we talk, they will arrest us, they will kill us. You see the protest that went on October 20. Those who lead that protest, the lawyer of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has been arrested. His brother who participated in the protest has been arrested. The activist called Chowore who educates or who introduced this protest has also been arrested today. Nigeria is that country where you don't have time to, if you come out to protest, they will throw bomb, they will throw tear gas, they will do a matter of things to arrest you. So the people of Biafra, the people of United States of Biafra are seeking for international recognition. I know that China is one of the powerful countries, one of the authorities in the world. Out of the 5 countries that are power of the world, China is among them. Russia, British, France, and US. But these are the 5 that are powerful, that are world powers. Now, inside these powerful world powers, we need them to see us that we have come to exist. That after we have fought war in 1967 to 1970, we come back to take our country back. That is why they will know that we will not forget this Biafra as a country. No matter how they gang up against us, that we will not. We are asking them, the way they organize every other country, the way they see Bangladesh, the way they see Pakistan, the way they see India, the way they see Kenya, the way they see many African countries, let them see us that way, that we are now a country. A country like Namibia fight their way out from the colonial master called South Africa. Today, those who colonize us are Nigeria. We are fighting our way out peacefully. We are not under armed struggle anymore. We are doing it in a way that when the world will see that we value peace and we respect human rights. We are that country, wherever we are, we find a way of settling down and be peaceful and respect their laws. That is who we are. So we are seeking for an international recognition from all over the world. Countries that can be able to recognize us and you know that the Biafran people has come to live. That Nigeria has killed us enough. Nigeria has killed us what? Enough. The dying, the killing that is going on in Nigeria is every day. Nigeria used their Boko Haram military that has rehabilitated to do what? To bind the Biafran people. And that is why we stood up, we said no, that we are going to be alive, that this death sentence called Nigeria, that if we remain there, that they are going to wipe us away. So for them to not wipe us away, then we stood up and make our declaration of United States of Biafra on November 29, 2024. So everything that we are doing here, it is our right, and we are asking the world to give us recognition. Now, going back to where we are, or what we are doing this evening, we want to see how many countries has made their way out when they are a country, not before the country. There's difference between a protest when you are not a country and difference between a protest when you are a country, even though if it is only 5 people are doing the protest. So far they have the money of the people. And I said, I'm my opinion that a government should try that one also. All of them are inclusive of the multiple dimension that Oba Tobie introduced to us about multiple dimension. So there is no one when we said that we are not going to left every stone unturned. Does it exempt protest in the country where we are? When we say that we are not going to left every stone unturned, it's also having protest, also to turn every stone. Is to prove that we are turning the stones everywhere it is at this time minute. That's why I said, you don't know when I work for us. Whether is that one we think this one does not matter, we don't have population to do it. No. In the name of a new country that are getting it right, you don't need more population to go and do that. You need those who respect and those who believe in what you are doing. So let nobody deceive us, and let nobody think that what we are saying is not important. Everything is inclusive of all. When you come into increase of all, which one are going to minus? Let us see how Bangladesh people, in their own time, that the leader was arrested upon the eve of their declaration, what they did that triggers international pressure. What is that triggers international pity? Let us see it on our own and see if there is something we can learn from there. If we can also do such a thing. There is difference between when a country or a group call for a protest. The one that coming from a government direct has a much value than the one that a group of people called. That is how the world sees everything. That is how this world understands everything. That is how they view everything that is happening in us. But sometimes when I'm saying, people will think I am just, no, I am telling you from the history, from the experience, from research and everything that we can call in between. Did the Bangladesh people protest before the leader was arrested in 1972? Let us see how protests helped them to secure Rahman Mujiba in 1972.
Yes, the people of Bangladesh, then East Pakistan, engaged in massive and extensive protests, political movements, and armed resistance during the entire period. Sheikh Mujibur Rahman was imprisoned before his release in January 1972. Sheikh Mujibur Rahman was arrested on the night of March 25, 1971 by the Pakistani army. His arrest and the subsequent military crackdown known as Operation Searchlight immediately triggered the Bangladesh Liberation War. The protests and resistance that took place between March 1971 and January 1972 were not simply for his release, but for the full independence of Bangladesh itself. Forms of resistance during imprisonment, March 1971 to January 1972. The main forms of resistance during his imprisonment included 1. Armed resistance, Mukti Bahini. The most intense form was the full-scale guerrilla war fought by the Mukti Bahini, freedom fighters. This military resistance, backed by India, successfully fought the Pakistani army for 9 months, leading to Pakistan's surrender on December 16, 1971, and the birth of Bangladesh. 2. The Provisional Government. The senior political leaders of Sheikh Mujib's party, the Awami League, formed the Mujibnagar government in exile, on April 10, 1971. They declared Sheikh Mujib as president, and continued to govern the liberation efforts, diplomatic lobbying, and war coordination in his absence. 3. Civil disobedience. Prior to his arrest, Sheikh Mujib had already called for a non-cooperation movement, beginning in early March 1971, which effectively established the Awami League's control over East Pakistan's civil administration. This widespread civil disobedience continued in various forms throughout the war. 4. International protests. Bengalis living abroad, especially in the UK and US, organized massive rallies and campaigns, such as the Recognise Bangladesh movement, to pressure international governments to condemn the atrocities and recognize the new state. This was crucial in building the international pressure that ultimately led to Sheikh Mujib's release from his prison cell in West Pakistan in January 1972. Yes, the people of Bangladesh, then East Pakistan, engaged in massive and extensive protests, political movements, and armed resistance during the entire period. Sheikh Mujibur Rahman was imprisoned before his release in January 1972. Sheikh Mujibur Rahman was arrested on the night of March 25, 1971 by the Pakistani army. His arrest and the subsequent military crackdown known as Operation Searchlight immediately triggered the Bangladesh Liberation War. The protests and resistance that took place between March 1971 and January 1972 were not simply for his release, but for the full independence of Bangladesh itself. Forms of resistance during imprisonment, March 1971 to January 1972. The main forms of resistance during his imprisonment included 1. Armed resistance, Mukti Bahini. The most intense form was the full-scale guerrilla war fought by the Mukti Bahini, freedom fighters. This military resistance, backed by India, successfully fought the Pakistani army for 9 months, leading to Pakistan's surrender on December 16, 1971, and the birth of Bangladesh. 2. The Provisional Government. The senior political leaders of Sheikh Mujib's party, the Awami League, formed the Mujibnagar government in exile, on April 10, 1971. They declared Sheikh Mujib as president, and continued to govern the liberation efforts, diplomatic lobbying, and war coordination in his absence. 3. Civil disobedience. Prior to his arrest, Sheikh Mujib had already called for a non-cooperation movement, beginning in early March 1971, which effectively established the Awami League's control over East Pakistan's civil administration. This widespread civil disobedience continued in various forms throughout the war. 4. International protests. Bengalis living abroad, especially in the UK and US, organized massive rallies and campaigns, such as the Recognize Bangladesh movement, to pressure international governments to condemn the atrocities and recognize the new state. This was crucial in building the international pressure that ultimately led to Sheikh Mujib's release from his prison cell in West Pakistan in January 1972.
Now we will play, we will pause, we will explain. As we are explaining, you can call to submit your humble suggestion or make your own analysis. You can also call to discuss about everything. Now, before I go further to into explanation, we are talking about Mazi Nnamdi Kanu released. That everything has been played out and is not released. Today, his senior lawyer, Agabi, resigned. People news get that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu sack him, maybe or may not. Now Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is the one defending himself in the court. What comes into your mind? Then you also need to ask, did all these lawyers believe in their declaration? What are we going to do to make them to believe in their declaration? What are we going to do for them to understand that what gives them the simplest leverage or fully level of respect is for them to see Mazi Nnamdi Kanu as a leader? Yes, today now, he went to court today. His Mazelo Ejimako is not there. The two lawyers are not there. Then the senior advocate lawyer, the other lawyer has also resigned today. Everything is social media. We are following on social media. That is why I choose this program at this moment. Then inside the program, we're going to talk about Mazi Nnamdi Kanu also and what is going on. But I am on the level of things that will trigger his release. As you can see today, people, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu did not release. Aloy Ejimako is not there. Today they also arrested Sowore also. They arrested Aloy Ejimako. They arrested Emmanuel Fineboy, my brother Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Today they arrested Sowore, and nobody has heard from the other lawyer what his whereabouts. Are you thinking otherwise? It's only when you reason otherwise, then you will adhere to support the government on all means and also push the government. The other countries in the world, Namibia fought for freedom from South Africa. They got their own. Eritrea or Eritrea fought their own from Ethiopia. They got their own. Kenya fought their own from the hands of Britain. They got their own independence. Then the other side, India fought. They got it. South Sudan fought. They got their own. Then Bangladesh, that I use the example, fought their own. They got their own. Then when you sit down and of all these things, none of these people released by the court of the court that are holding them. What released them? The international pressure. International political pressure. Do you know that protest is about international political pressure? Do you know that? When you look at that thing called the meaning of one Nigeria, death sentence to every indigenous people. They have no law. There's no rule of law there. Check those who have been released in Nigeria. None of them released through courts. And the difference is that none of these people is fighting to divide Nigeria. None of these people that were released in Nigeria, like all the, what I have read to you, the difference between Boko Haram and Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and how Boko Haram can get pardon, because what they are fighting to is to just one thing, to Islamize Nigeria under the name of one Nigeria. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is fighting to liberate himself, for his people to exit from Nigeria outrightly. That Nigeria will have no say about us. That is what he's fighting for. So those that are fighting to keep one Nigeria, those that after all their crime they are committing is to stay under one Nigeria, are getting pardon. But him, who is fighting to defend, to destroy, or to divide Nigeria, is not getting pardon. Because they said that if they release him, that he's going to do worst. And the other people who want a new country, we said, okay, let us go this way. That Mazi Nnamdi Kanu went and gets what he wants. Then after that, they can be able to arrest us and give us our new country. That is why Nigeria is still holding him. And that is why threatening on his lawyers is going around. Arresting his lawyers is going everywhere. The leader of Bangladesh took away a night for their declaration. And ask yourself that question: who exposed the man where he is? Is it not people of Bangladesh? The same way they expose where Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is, the same way they are attacking on Obato Obie, Simon Ekpa Njoku. All these things are in between. All these things are part of what we are seeing today that is going on. So to release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu now, that Biafra is a new country, that they know that if he comes, that he will stand on that name, United States of Biafra, to accomplish the mission. That is very easy for him to be accomplished. What happened? Look at what is going on. So you will start. Nigeria has already sentenced Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Then when the Rahman of Bangladesh was sentenced in 1971 to 1972, how did he release? He's a leader who fought for a new country, to be out from Bangladesh, to be out from Pakistan. And he was arrested on the night of that declaration. The people he left out, his second in command or whatever, went on and make the declaration after what happened. Listen, let us tell ourselves truth. There is things that we are shying away from. It must be what will trigger, one, our international recognition. Two, release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu as a hero, like the way other people's country, their own, was released. I am telling you what is workable, not what is not functionable. Many countries, I counted almost 6 countries that they will be into armed struggle and they will be doing protests. They are into armed struggle, they will be doing protests. But our own, we drop our armed struggle. That is what it is. And we choose on a peaceful movement. For now that Biafra has been declared, for us to get our international recognition. Ojukwu went into armed struggle. Did he survive? The answer is no. Ojukwu, he went with armed struggle for 3 years. He did not survive. That's why he lacked. They said that because of the level of violence he used, that is why he did not get international recognition. That's why they keep their eyes out from themselves from him. Today, now that we have learned our lesson from the armed struggle of Ojukwu, what are we supposed to do is the question. What are the things that we're supposed to do that we're not doing? There is something that we need to add more to put that political pressure. You will ask, we are divided. People of IPOB, people of autopilot, people of fallback. There is how the way the world reason is not this way we are reasoning. The way the world will see what we are doing is not the way we are seeing it. The way international bodies are looking upon us is not the way we are looking upon them. The international body are looking at us right now that Biafra has been declared. To do what? To be peaceful. To also do what? To carry our activities on their own template. The template of the international community, protest is one of the most powerful criteria they drop out that you can use to get international pressure, to trigger pity for the new country to get international recognition. Now let us start.
Yes, the people of Bangladesh, then East Pakistan, engaged in massive and extensive protests, political movements, and armed resistance during the entire period. Sheikh Mujibur Rahman was imprisoned before his release in January 1972.
Do you hear that? The people of Bangladesh, then Eastern Pakistan, engage in massive and executive protests. They engage in massive and executive protests. Even if it is 5 people that continuously doing these protests every weekend, even if it is once or twice in a month, they call it massive and executive protest. Massive and executive. It might be also be only the leaders are doing that protest. What is it said is executive. It might also be only their leaders are the ones standing for that protest. Then it's by one thing by the side. Then it can also be the indigenes of the new country are making protests in the country where they are. We will find out as we go. Protests, political movements, and armed resistance during their entire period. Sheikh Mujibur Rahman was imprisoned before his release in January 1972. In January 1970, he was released. After what? After a massive executive protest, political movement, and armed resistance to resist the Pakistan army, the way the Biafran army are going to resist Nigeria army. The things that we are doing now, people have done it in the past, and nobody stopped them from doing that. Nobody stopped any of them from doing it. Sheikh Mujibur Rahman was what? Was imprisoned. And he was released in 1972. What triggers this release? Protests, political movements, and armed resistance threatens massive executive. Are you hearing? I am not. We have to learn from others. We have to also. Obatobie was mentioning many of countries where with those that are we are into the same. Those that are on our shoe, those that on our shoe before now. That is why we need to go hold that word multiple dimension. Try this. Obatobie, even though when he make a mistake, that mistake will work in our favor. True or false? True or false? This is how the Bangladesh people handle their own. When they handle it, not even in Bangladesh territory. Magical choose. If you have time to call, you are free to call at any time, please. That is many dimension. But when I'm talking about this, when some people are getting angry, and I'm asking myself, what are you getting angry for? As I'm bringing information out, that maybe it might go to the government. They might decide to do that. Let us see how it's gonna work. Do you know that when Mujibur Rahman was arrested in Pakistan, in Bangladesh, there is no protest in Bangladesh because there was killing in Bangladesh from Pakistan. The people of Pakistan is buying the people of Bangladesh in 1967, in 1971. When the leader was arrested on the night before the declaration. That is the night to their declaration. Oh. Not even 2 weeks before. Because if Mazi Simon was arrested a day, night of our declaration, we had that news, nobody will come to Finland. People will run away. Unless it takes what Tongozo Rebeze has now to stand there. And people also have to start. Some people will deviate and left. And that is same people who could have deviated in that time. They are the one that deviated from day one. They're the one who do the hang, who do the nonsense you see on social media today. I know why I come down and so we talking, so we can reason together. You can also see my eyes on the comment section. Emeka, you are welcome. Sashi, you are welcome. King, no matter your insult, you are welcome. Come, let's educate you. That what we are doing is not abomination. Asking for a new country to live. People have done that in the past. Some of our brothers are in Bangladesh today, hustling. Imagine. The other time they fight brutal war on themselves. After they come back, they deal with themselves. What we are doing is not what is not undoable. It's what can be able to be done and achieved. Mwaji, thank you too for coming. See, until we change our ulterior motive, until we change our mindset. I told you I was on my comment section. A man from America who is inside a government of America walks in, or inside their parliament walks in my comment section. He told that the people of Biafra are not ready to take their freedom. For me, I start asking this man a question to know the things that we are not doing. He mentioned this protest. He said it doesn't matter if it is 5 people that you live in US are doing this protest every month. Even if it is 2 times, even if it is once. But let there be that placard carrying United States of Biafra. We will quote a year it was being declared, and they also declared that our leader was arrested or was kidnapped. What is difficult to do to achieve? Then in the homeland, we declare it at home. Today, in every news in Nigeria, the people that are going to protest now, they are talking about sitting at home that we initiated. That is our right to do that. When Abatobi was calling protests, are they not accountability group? Are they not all the members of DOS, IPB1 Nigeria? There's many other group of former other highway and all of them. Does it stop because of that? You don't stop what you are doing because of people are going to criticize you or they'll say, look at how many there are. You don't stop. You move because you do what you are doing. If Mazi cannot stop when it was only him, what are we going to be today? Remember, the program is open mic. You can call. You can talk about Mazi Kano court case today. You can talk about this in your mind, but keep on this what we are doing also. My number to call is +9 7 3 3 60 51 3 7. Repeat again. +9 7 3 3 60 51 3 7. That is the number to call if you have the time to call. Now look at it here. The people of Bangladesh engaged in 1971 to 1972, 1 year after their declaration. They engaged in massive executive protest. What is the executive protest? Our government might have over 20 people or 5 people or 10 who are in America. They are executive inside the government. They might carry placards out. They must carry banner out in the embassy of Finland, in the embassy of Nigeria. They may try to go into one day, went to this one, spend 3 hours. They move from another location, go to the other one, spend 3 hours. It is executive protest. That is the meaning of executive protest. Because when I got that word executive protest, I need to go back and ask, what is the meaning of executive protest? They said it is a protest from the cabinet member of the government. Then some big men might join them. They call it executive protest. Executive protest is not abomination. It is not. So when you see everything that is playing out, remember many dimensions that Robert Obie mentioned or Robert Obie was using. Please like and subscribe on the YouTube page. This is Real Biafra TV. How you can like is, if it's the first time, you will see a 3 dot in front of you. Click on that 3 dot, it will open, you will see like and share. Please share the program, let it go viral, please. Let us continue.
Sheikh Mujibur Rahman was arrested on the night of March 25, 1971 by the Pakistani army. His arrest and the subsequent military crackdown known as Operation Searchlight immediately triggered the Bangladesh Liberation War.
Do you hear it? Sheikh Mujibur Rahman was arrested on the night of March 25, 1971. The night Gemechiafo Ejeha made declaration of Bangladesh being a new country. What happened? They arrested him. The way Finland arrested our Prime Minister, Simon Eber, on November, first week to November, before our declaration. We also need to know these days that Obatobe was arrested. I don't know how I forgot exactly that date. He was arrested by Finland authority. That stop the evil like Frederick Lugard. No difference between Alexander Stubb's mind and Frederick Lugard, who puts every indigenous person into this problem that we are facing today. Britain, what they teach the Fulanese is what they are doing till today. Have you come across of the Khmer warrior? Khmer war. When you go in there, you see what Britain did. The same method of kill people, burn their houses, try to capture them on their own territory, not even on their own territory. Britain, all the way from Europe, come down to Biafra land and bring their own army, enjoy with the Fulanese. Not today that Britain start what they are doing. Britain used Fulanese as their people. Then in front their own. These Fulanese are what? Foot soldiers of the Britain in the 20th centuries. They used to conquer village of people. Now, when you listen to this place by Pakistan army, he's arrested, and the subsequent military crackdown, known as Operation Searchlight, immediately triggered the Bangladesh war, liberation war. His arrest triggers what? A lot of things. Then it triggers the liberation army of Bangladesh to start fighting against the Pakistan military. In 1971, March 25. Now, when they start what they are doing, the military on their own doing their own, the civilians on their own doing their own under the government, and the government are doing what they're supposed to do. And despite that, do you know that a cool member of that house that was built that are going to make that declaration, about 10 or 15 of them refuses that declaration and say it's not gonna hold. Then those that wanted to hold allowed them, and what happened? The declaration of Bangladesh hold on March, the 7th March 25, 1971. It hold. It does not stop. They move ahead. Let us listen.
The protests and resistance that took place between March 1971 and January 1972 were not simply for his release, but for the full independence of Bangladesh itself.
Do you see what the protests that the Biafran government call is, are not the ones Sore is calling? Because Mazi Kanu is not fighting for one Nigeria. What they are doing is what they call it sympathy or pity is what Sowore and all of them, and also to trigger international pressure for only to release him in the name of one Nigeria? The answer is no. Do you think that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu never have all the whole offer for him to be free? In the earlier stage, he told us, when he come outside, you will hear it again. Do you know how many offer? Do you know they told him, mention what you want, we'll give it to you, but stop this to divide Nigeria? He said no, that he's not going to stop it, that he must continue into what he's doing, that he wants outright Nigeria of his people. These are facts. Do you know that everything that is playing out has happened somewhere else before? That is why it's good to, that is why when you go to school, there was a time they will ask you, go and look for old question and answer or old answer sheets of your seniors to read. These are part of the things that are going on. These are part of the things that we need to know on our own. The Bangladesh, the protests. The protests and the resistance that took place between March 1971 and January 1972 were not simply for his release, multiple or many dimensions, but for the fully independence of Bangladesh itself. After their declaration with their paper and their documents, they start protests. They did what? They start protests. That is why it took them 1 year for them to seek international recognition, and they got it. The protests and resistance that took place between March 1971 and January 1972 were not simply for his release, but for the full independence of Bangladesh itself as a new country, as a country of their own, not under Pakistan anymore. This is what protest brings on the table. They told you here yesterday when we were reading on this yesterday, you may understand, they said that this is the most powerful tool to release the leader and also get international recognition. Nigeria know that Biafra has been declared because our official declaration document is in the office of Nigeria. Chris, you are welcome. Nigeria have already know, like the way Pakistan. Do you know that despite that's crackdown after their declaration, you know that the people of Bangladesh automatically send the declaration document to Pakistan, and they ignore it until 1 year. What happened? The people. I don't want to be in a hurry to give you expo. You will hear where the protest was going on. You will hear where the protest was going on after Bangladesh declaration. There is no single protest in the homeland of Bangladesh people. They only have military to secure their land, like what we have now. They only have their military. Those are outside. People like you and I continue doing something. There is even only 2 places that the protests hold on. They made the protest only 2 places. They are making it in the history of Bangladesh protests by days of the number. They are making the protests every weekend that people are not going to work. They call protests. Even some people that are not taking Saturdays and Sunday to rest, they sat in their office letting the other to know that this is my off day. I am not coming for overtime work for you. This is what they did. And I ask you, if you really mean that you want Biafra, what stops me from asking office I'm working? If my off is ordinary day, I will tell them, please, I want it on Sunday. This on Sunday is where I want my off. They will grant it to you. Then you use that Sunday for what? For the protest. And for us now, we have 2 ways of protest. For the homeland, we will go for sit at home. This at home is to trigger international pressure also in the homeland, for them to see what we are doing on the homeland, what we are doing abroad. People in the homeland, despite how it is, they are doing also their own. They are called their own peaceful disobedient. That is what they call them. There's 2 protests. There is even 3. There is protest in abroad. There is protest away in the homeland, in the home country. There is a protest of executive protest. Do you know that the Bangladesh executive, they gathered, they have government in exile like us. They will gather in a hotel in a weekend where big men go club. Bangladesh, they will gather in where big people, where government people go club. When they go, they will stage their banner and sit down and be talking. And the people will be reading the banner and coming to ask them questions. This is thing that triggers their international pressure. Where they are drinking, where people are gathering on weekend, they will host there. Even on the pitch of football, people that live in America or in the UK where they're playing football, you can use banner that the right United States of Biafra seeking for international recognition. It draws the attention and they put hashtag. It is a protest. They call that one executive protest. I look at it, maybe that's one that we are not doing image is the one that is doing us, that are delaying us. Kenya did the same thing in their own time. Namibia did protests against South Africa. Eritrea or etc. did protests against Ethiopia after the official declaration. South Sudan, what happened? What happened to South Sudan also? And you think that all we are doing now is okay? For me, it's not okay for me. We need more. Like Oba Toby, trying everything in between. Now, let's continue. The protests and resistance that took place between 1 year, the protest is going on after their declaration. Mr. AJ, good evening from here. I see you. You're welcome. It's been long. I hope you are good, my brother. You're welcome to the platform. May him continue to bless you and protect you. Thank you for activating our code. And also, coaches also. These are men, whoever they come, they will activate this code, this our code. Hashtag Beat Biafra, hashtag Free Biafra President, Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, a prisoner of conscience in Nigeria, DSS dungeon. Hashtag Free Prime Minister Simon Ekpa, a prisoner of conscience in Finland soil. So this is it. This is where we ask you to be doing this hashtag. This is the code on this platform. We also used to do our own protests here. When you are inside the room, when you are walking, you just type it and send. I see Ogon Naya once. She also type it. Thank you so much for all you do. The people of Biafra, until we change our way we reason, until we change, Nigeria should pardon him, Mazen Kanu could have signed paper to come outside. Mazen Kanu has passed the level of signing any paper. Mazen Kanu, as a freedom fighter or fight for a new country, is not going to come outside with a flag of Biafra. You don't know his Mazen Kanu. Maybe because of his not meeting one-on-one. If you know the spirit of that man, called Nnamdi Kanu, you won't be on your social media preaching president to your partner. Mazen Kanu is not a political problem. If no political problem will solve his case, because it could solve it when we did not declare Biafra. Not now that Biafra has been declared. Releasing him give us automatically the recognition from Nigeria, because when you release him, you tag what I told you in the comment section. Tag Mazen Kanu the president. You also changing the status of his arrest of an IPOB organization leader that they tag terrorists. You start changing his status to attention of the international global community. Only for you to call him a president on the comment section. Only for you to call him a president when you are making suggestion or submitting your own submission. It's hardly for you. Immediately Rahman of Bangladesh was taken away after the declaration, the people of Bangladesh start calling him president. That is also what triggers attention. The Bangladesh people who are protesting in all over the world start using that thing, and the world, it drew the attention of the world. And India comes in. Onye zobo onwe ya ewe nyere ya aka. Onye gbalịba kwụ aja, ọ dịka ịkwụ aja ọ dị izi n'okwu Igbo. If you struggle to jump a fence, you look like coming down from the fence is very easily. What we are thinking now that we're a new country, it's no longer that way it is. Everything about us has changed automatically. Everything about us has changed. We should implement what others implement. When Bangladesh declared their own, their leader, on a night before their declaration, they took away. I see you good evening from here. What happened? After the declaration, the Bangladesh people started what they call executive protest. Now, what is executive protest? Executive protest is like, example, our DPM has maybe on a weekend where people are that the government officials are going for a club, or big men go to a club. They will carry banner. There will be 2 or 3 of them. They will use their banner, sit down. Right, United States of Biafra was declared on November 20, 2024, seeking for international recognition. Our president, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, was kidnapped in Kenya, returned to Nigeria. Hashtag free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the president. All these things, they will write it. The prime minister was arrested and is in Finland, so and so. They will put it in front of where they're sitting. The eyes of the big men and government will be seen. They call it executive protest. Now, when Bangladesh, the leader was arrested before the declaration, the Pakistan military is there trying to take them away. What happened? The Bangladesh people refused to call protests in the homeland. They call protests in America and the UK. Even at their protests, there is anti-protest, those who said that they don't want the country. But does it stop them? It is not. The people of Bangladesh engage in massive and executive protests, political movements, and armed resistance during the entire period of Sheikh Mujibur Rahman was imprisoned before his release in January 1972. Sheikh Mujibur Rahman was arrested on the night of March 25, 1971 by the Pakistan arm. His arrest and the subsequent military crackdown, known as Operation Searchlight, immediately triggers the Bangladesh Liberation War. It triggers what? Bangladesh Liberation War. Their military go in and start doing something immediately. The protests and resistance that took place between March 1971 and January 1972 were not simply for his release, but for the full independence of Bangladesh itself as a new country. Bangladesh did not call protests in their homeland. What did they do? They did abroad protests. They did executive protests. And also, their military was busy defending their land. Now, for the Biafran people under this government, we are not into armed struggle. We are into a peaceful movement to get Biafra. They told you what? Politics. They told you what? Protests. They asked us what? Executive protests. Don't think that it might be that one that we are not doing is one that we will do that will help us. There is if you want me to prove the history to you, there is difference between individual protests and when a protest is being called by the government of the new country. They say that one has 70% value, that individual protest has 30% value. Hoping on Sowore protest. Sowore is calling protest under the name of to make one Nigeria a better place. This Mazi Nnamdi Kanu believe making Nigeria a better place. Then you ask yourself a question. This freedom, the level where we are past the level of locality of it. We must move on the international stage of it. And we will, because the freedom is coming from the international global stage, not from the rural area. I presented that document to you yesterday. They told us that freedom is coming from international foreign community, not from Nigeria protests. Now, in the instance of Nigeria, where protest is not working in Nigeria, we have our method. Now, we should apply 3 methods or even 4. What are these 4 options? Number 1, homeland in Biafra land. The protest will be on that the same day is going on abroad. We might say, like people of Bangladesh, they are called their own every weekend. When they first start, it was not coming out fully. Then when the people see that, oh, these people are doing this 1 month, they have done it. Oh, okay, what are we going to do? Well, do you know what they did? The people that are working start taking rest on the weekend. Some start taking weekend, some start taking their rest between Saturday and Sunday. When all of them start like that, then the government of Bangladesh, who is in exile, government of Bangladesh was in exile like us. Then they told, if you people are up to 10 or 5, go on and do protests. The same people are left on Friday. Some people, another group are coming on Saturday. Another one are coming on Sunday. They call it massive protests. Then the executives of the government are doing their own inside clubs and inside hotels. These are the templates. Remember, my line is open for you to call anytime you want to call, because I want this interaction from us. Let us learn. We must change that our narrative. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has promised heaven and earth, and he says no. That is why some lawyers are resigning, that this guy is too stubborn. That is why many people are resigning from the government. That's why many people are resigning from being his lawyer. Agabe has resigned. Mazi Kanu refused to accept any option. The only option he wants is Biafra. And now that Nigerian government knows that if we release him, he will go back in the name of that Biafra has become a country. Then, by then, Mazi Kanu have overpower more than Nigeria. By standing up as a president of a new country. Then if the hand touches him, the international community is by force they will come. So Nigeria don't want to release that again. That's why they're keeping him. So his release is in you and I. Like I said, the government start with me. Here I am. They give me a letter to give the authority. If you don't handle that protest, I close my YouTube page. You don't understand the level of protest. You don't understand the meaning of international global community. Go to social media. What we are saying is what we said yesterday. We said that's what we are doing. We are one place. We need to lift up our game. We need to change some moves on the way we address some issues in this movement that we are into. Yes, I use Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the president of Israel. That is what I'm using. That is my code on my platform. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the president of United States of Biafra. I make it open, even on my dress, to anywhere I am. There is a platform of one Nigerian which I was in yesterday night after my program. I checked them yesterday night. The man told me that, now things you are saying, I never come across. I told him to go and research. They are still talking about the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu just like that. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will be released. Go and check how Bangladesh is released after declaration of their country. Go and check how how Kenya president was released. Go and check how Namibia their own was released. Go and check how Magandi was released. Go and check how Eritrea from Ethiopia was released. Go and check these 5 people. These people who stood up and fight outrightly from the freedom of their country. Not partiality, not okay on that. No, they want outright exodus, exit. Totally. When they cash, they did not release by pardon. They don't release by any president. They don't release by anybody. They only release because of the international recognition and international pressure on the international community. This is how they all been released. Go and search. That is why I sound the way I'm sounding. And I am sure that it might work for us. They told us here, even yesterday on my program, document I read, they said that international global community has a criteria. Now, do you know that I come across that protest, that open protest means that the government is not a government in the paper. Oh, Jesus Christ. And the election in our whole land, proves that our government is not a government in the paper. That is my happiness. The government are doing absolutely well. If they are forgetting something, when we come out to bring those things, if you are very close to the government, call their attention. Call me on my phone. I will give you from where I got what I am reading. So if the government read it and analyze it, if they see the need to do it, fine. If they did not see, fine. But you will not come attack me and think that I am not. I am bringing the truth that is bitter to you. I am bringing the truth that is very bitter. You don't want to hear. And I think it might not work. You won't say it will not until it tries it. We don't know what will work until it tries it. And I'm saying this. I use this method of Bangladesh. Before their declaration of Bangladesh as a country, they are doing all we are doing. They use peaceful disobedience. It's not when you deep go, you find out where Obatobi pulls some things he's doing. There is something I captured that Obatobi take out from Bangladesh. There is 4 things Obatobi picked from them. There is 3 he picked from India. There is 2 he picked from what is going on in Sudan, South Sudan. There is 1 he picked from Ethiopia on Eritrea. Go and check. Now, I am not asking government to call protests in Nigeria. No. Listen, let us go small. Okay, let me read where Bangladesh people call their protests and how they did it. We will bring in information, try that is multiple dimension or many dimension. The government are not going to call protests in Nigeria. No, they say that the protest is not supposed to be in occupying country that colonized us like Nigeria. It's going to be other way around. Now, let me go fast. And because of their question, let me tell you where Bangladesh people call their protests. Listen. The previous government, the senior politics leaders of Sheikh Mujiba party, this Sheikh Mujiba party, the council or government, they form a party in abroad also within themselves. Do you see another method, another strategies in the struggle? Now listen. The government of Mujiba in exile on April 10, 1971, they declared Sheikh Mujiba as a president. They declared Sheikh Mujiba as their president. Now, after our election in Biafra land, we need to declare Mazen Nnamdi Kanu the president officially from the government. I don't know, maybe that will be their plan. But I'm also bringing for them to know that we're also thinking on things that will serve all of us. Yes, Ijele wine. There's one thing that all of us know. There's one thing that our problem. That is why I live my life from trying to look at what people have been doing that I am not doing well. Then I go in there. Let me ask this question. Ijele, my line is open. You can call. No. Two of us can make this, can educate ourselves, honestly. And I like when you speak English more, because it helps my program. When people come across, they will understand your English more than my own. Because now when they come, I respect you for that one. And your reasoning is top notch. Now, let me give you an example. Look at this. When Obatobia emerged, is it not a serious crisis? We are in the crisis of Masob. We are in the crisis of IPOB, one Nigeria, we also, we are in the crisis of Omada Highway. I hear Sinakampo, by the crisis of Ndeka capability. Is it not true? 4. Does it stop Obatobia to implement? In the first day of Mass Simon of calling to start at home, it's like 9 a.m. but at the time it enters. You only need to give something a try. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. When the one day passes, 10 people stick down. The 10 people that stick down for under of the government might next tomorrow convince 5 people, it will become 15. In the third one, the 5 must commit another 5, it becomes 20. From like that, it's getting a new result. That is how a Rome was not built in a day. The government, okay, because of some certain things, tomorrow morning I will be here. I will bring the value of a protest in the name that Bana bears United States of Biafra, and the protest of like individual, like Sonia Aprawa and the Ogekere. You don't understand. We must reason beyond our reasonable, our the way we reason before we got things I read or things that make me to be talking this way. Honestly, let me come what I'm doing. What is it? International protest. The government of Bangladesh introduced. The Bengalese living abroad, especially in the UK and the US, organized executive and massive protest against, for them to get pity and international recognition to release their leader who was arrested from Bangladesh, from Pakistan. The history said that those in the homeland are not doing protests. They are not doing they are doing only sit at home. They said like this. The government executive first started. They just bring themselves 5 of the government executive. They come to embassy of Pakistan. They go to America. They come to UK. They are protesting. See how they do it. They agree within themselves as the government. If 5 is in Britain, in UK, sorry. If 5 is in American, the same day they all comes out in their different location. Paper, they also invite a media that is not a government media to publish the protest they are doing. People in the UK paid money to bring that media in UK. People in America paid money to bring their own in America. And it covers it all. They call it non-organized, non-recognition societies or social medias. They publish it. Then, the government of Bangladesh pay the money. As they are publishing it, then it enters the ears or social medias of or government people that so group of people are agitating, are making protests. And it goes fine. From there, they begin. This is how Bangladesh started here. They told you here that it is massive and executive protest. They said international protest. International protest. Bengalese living in abroad, especially in the UK and the UN and the US, handle this protest. The protest triggers the release of Mujib Rahim as their president. The protest triggers international recognition to them. Do we know if this one that we're not doing is the one holding us. The people in the homeland, that's what I told you. If people are complaining, need to go, let them go out. The Bangladesh did it in this way. They call protests on a day that people are sitting at, that the day people are resting in their country. Do you know that they even call it give a room and said those who will go to mosque to pray will go and come back and they will not go out again. That is how you change your movement. There is maggi and salt. You add to what you are doing, but you already know your aim doing it. You know that in Biafra land, that Sundays almost weekend we are to sit at home and rest. You can say, government can say after this mass that between, if anybody wants to go and worship God, that he has from 6 in the morning till 12. After that, nobody should come outside. If there is a sit at home, the government has passed order. It might work. The Bangladesh, they use Fridays. You know that Muslims use it to worship. So the people will not complain much. You find a way to stop people's complaint. That is why everything is give it a try. It might work. When we start going to school, do we enjoy going to school every day? But at a time, we enjoy it. The beginning is very hard, but the ending is always sometimes soft and hard also. The people will talk say in Igbo adage, starting of a burial is a problem. To start burial is a problem. That is how also what we're talking about is a problem. To start it is very difficult. But when 2, 3, 4, 5 people start doing it, others will start coming in. When we come back from Finland, the level of those who are donating now are the level of those who are donating then. You ask yourself. Well, I don't know whether other people want this, but I want this Biafra, honestly. I don't know whether, because the only thing I know is that we must change our reason of thinking. There is ways the government can change that thing. That's this at home, where people will not complain. Give them time to go to church. Tell them that this protest, immediately it's 1 o'clock, the sit at home continue. Then people in the abroad, people, okay, let's assume, like I said, give me, here I am having my off every Saturday, or sorry, every Sunday. I will mobilize people that I know people that are having it on Sunday will go out. But the letter will come from the office of the government to make it legit in the country where I am. So that the government told the government that the movement I am moving is what my government, I believe in, sent me. That's why when I start something on social media, I just come on my face. And then sometimes I ask myself, let's stop searching. Because it's pushing me more and more. You tell you why, we need to, Obato told that leader who stopped what he is doing because his people is complaining is not a leader, true or false. All these our excuses are why we have settled for going to 60 years for Biafra. Other countries takes them 2 years, 1 year, 4 years. Master official, our people are coming gradually. I want you to answer me. The level of those that are donating when we come back from Finland and what happened, are they not increasing now more than then? Yes, it's just one. What we are saying is for them to try to consider it. That is why I am PCing this one of Bangladesh. I see, when I read this thing, I will take my time to analyze it, to read, to carry book, pen and paper, start analyzing it. I don't even have time to rest again. If you don't see me online, I know from somewhere and I search something new. I'm asking how that spirit could not. I want the spirit to somehow to. I don't know how the spirit is conquering my life. Every time research, every time research. So we this. Do you know that they say that for the new government to call election and hold it, whether international global community comes so or they did not come, that it proves that the governments have a parent population, that they are effective and they are in control, and the government is not government of paper and only social media. We must make a way for ourselves. Let it not be I'm the one saying it by myself. Let it not be. Let me continue from where we stop. Listen.
Forms of resistance during imprisonment, March 1971 to January 1972. The main forms of resistance during his imprisonment included 1. Armed resistance, Mukti Bahini. The most intense form was the full-scale guerrilla war fought by the Mukti Bahini, freedom fighters. This military resistance, backed by India, successfully fought the Pakistani army for 9 months, leading to Pakistan's surrender on December 16, 1971, and the birth of Bangladesh. 2.
Listen, there's some that is there. Our government, the Bangladesh people, after the declaration, go and kneel down to India. They said, please, we want your support special on us. They have an agreement. We that have oil, that's lot of we that has an oil, our DPM can secretly seal agreement with one country to back us up, or 2, 1 in abroad, 1 in abroad, 1 in Africa, secretly, and tell them, Coaches, thank you. Jalen, I see your comment. Chris, I see your comment. Thank you. You all we are on point. That's why I make the program open mic, both on the comment section, both on my phone call. If you want to call, you are free at all time. So the Bangladesh people that fought their way, the Indian people who fought their way out from Britain in that era. Now, in 1971, after the declaration and the leader took away, they go to India, they fly to India, the executive, the second in command, and they kneel down and they give India reason why they have to back them up. And what happens? After one or 2 months, the India people adhered to that and helped them. Then they now back them up. Where is Bangladesh? Where is India? Then if you go down deep, I have one Bangladesh man and Indian man who I work under them in my office. If we have break 1 hour, I always ask them question, and what they are telling me is giving me joy that we are somehow on that. And when I'm trying to open my document and show them our declaration, he said, you people are doing well, that we should continue pushing, but we must alliance with one country in Africa to back us up, that one foreign country in our world, in the broad, that our government has to go, not only on documents, that they will go to the government of any world and ask them to support and have an agreement. I won't tell you the agreement between India and Bangladesh then. I will not. But that is their secret. What Bangladesh give to India and they agree. So our government can also go. Please, you have all it takes to back us up. We are a new country. Look at who we are. Look at the kind of mineral resources we have. Which one do you want? And how do you want it? They will now negotiate. They will have that agreement. We are not going to fold our hand, submit it and wait. I know that the government had never said they are doing everything humanly possible to make sure that we get our freedom, for sure. But there is some things, there's some information might be missing, depending on those who are very close and giving the information. So when the government kneel and beg and ask those that need what we have, we look at it and say, okay, fine. Do you know that if Ojukwu give America oil for 10 years immediately, that we are not where we are here today? But because Ojukwu thought that the oil will be finished, and he refused. That is why we are here today. That is the major key part we are here. Despite the meeting around all the Africa with Britain to not allow me and you to go. Despite that, only America could have backed us up and we win the war. And Ojukwu, because of lack of information, never knew that Britain, it remained 5 or 4 days for them to revoke Nigeria mandate and support Biafra. And he quit. Do I blame him? Because of too much sabotage that we are seeing today. And now, when we are looking for this sabotage to stop us also, that means we are doing that that stops Ojukwu is about to stop us. So when we Izela Wine, thank you so much. When we are, because of the saboteurs, we refuse to showcase ourselves. That thing that stops Ojukwu is about to stop us. Okay, look at the stupid people who get carried coming on social media to go and make a little that Senegal protest with all these people. Don't you think that the one that the government will call, people will come outside more than that one they are calling? Do you think that if that protest that Adandocho and the Faces Unite called in Finland, that if government call it, if it is 5 people that can be able to come on that their own, don't you think that over 50 people will come when USB call the protest? Sometimes you think of the alternative. The Bangladesh people, the guy here said that there are people in UK and the US started first people that made the protest in America. There are only 3 people. Their name was carried. They are one of their heroes. In Britain, the first time there are 6. They keep all these numbers of those who protest. Some of them was made in their countries. You know, on this platform, I am coming from a different angle always. Because that thing that you expect for me to say, you have had it in all over my brothers and Biafra's platform. Why must I come and repeat the same thing? So when those people are number 1 in America, US, there are 3. Out of that 3, 2 is a government member in exile. In fact, let me play this their history very well.
The Provisional Government, the senior political leaders of Sheikh Mujib's party, the Awami League, formed the Mujibnagar government in exile, on April 10, 1971. They declared Sheikh Mujib as president and continued to govern the liberation efforts, diplomatic lobbying, and war coordination in his absence.
Do you hear that? In the absence of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, that is where all IPOB are fooled by staying on the ground for Mazi Kanu to be released. In the absence of in the absence of Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, the Bangladesh executive continue to move what? The liberation first. What did they do? One, these people, the government of Mujiba government, they are in exile. Bangladesh, we are talking about, their government is in exile. Like you and I have a government is in exile. Then, on April 10, 1971, they declared Sheikh Mujiba Rahman as a president, and they continued to govern the liberation efforts. Diplomatic, we are there. What is diplomatic lobby and the war conditional in his absence? They are into war. The Biafran people right now, are we not into war with Nigeria? We are into the war with Nigeria. Are we doubting that? The answer is no. The governments are into this war with Nigeria on our homeland. Try to protect our people and also try to chase them away in our land. That is why the government called the Biafran army to come outside from the bush. The question is, have they come outside? What is stopping them? What is stopping them is what somehow stopped Bangladesh liberation. And this man I am taking you, the people that I am listening to them, when I tell them finish, I will say, well, we have a lot way to go. But it is easy when we determine our focus to do that. It is very easy if we focus to do that. Then, when you see what they did here, you find that the governments are there. The fallback are nothing. The Bangladesh government in exile are moving forward. While the people, some people even in Bangladesh was fallback. They say that after they have got their international recognition and become a full country, that all those who are in abroad, that they find, they put on their head. Now, do you see another paper to be a big information? That they find, they put on their head that men did not come back, that many died in US, they buried there. Many died in UK, they were all buried there. And those who will be able to afford the bill come and pay, and they bring them to the government. That some people in Bangladesh, if people are buying rice 1,000, once they come with their CP card, they will buy it 2,000, living like a stranger in your country. That's why when I told that what we are doing, we are taking measurement of those who are sabotaging. And then Mandeba is na Igbo na was so many shafaro. So our people believe, oh, like what Soludo said in his first tunnel campaign, he said that these people, let them continue doing it, and when they get it, we will join them. It's also there. Do you know there is those who hope on you to get it, they will come and join later. And if you stop, what will be the case? There is no going back. Olive also, good afternoon from here. IK, I can see you. You're welcome. I see who else? There's somebody who does comment. Okay, maybe I did not see that one. So let us continue. These are criteria into struggle. These are yardstick. These are struggle structure or struggle movement that we can also apply into what we are doing. Now, let's continue. Remember where we are. Government of Bangladesh is in exile. They are conducting protests, both local one in America and executive one. What is that executive? I have explained it to you. Executive is like Dr. Ngozi Orabeze having some officials that she know. This is where they come to rest in weekend on her level, that she can enter there. When she enters, she will enter there with Biafran flag or Biafran protest logo or anything. Targets, writes all the things that we are passing through there, and he will keep it. Then you might call Dr. Fan and sit down. The two of them will be talking and put that in where people will be seeing it. You know, some people will capture and video it. When they left there, they will study it. Then because of them, you know, that people might come back there to come and ask them questions. This executive protest. When everything is allowed into freedom. Everything is allowed into freedom. Now, let us continue. Now, we are going to the civil disobedience of Bangladesh.
3. Civil disobedience. Prior to his arrest, Sheikh Mujib had already called for a non-cooperation movement beginning in early March 1971, which effectively established the Awami League's control over East Pakistan's civil administration. This widespread civil disobedience continued in various forms throughout the war.
Do you hear this? Civil disobedience. Prior to the arrest, Sheikh Mujiba, before he was arrested, he have already on his own called for some non-cooperation movement. Our government also has the right to pay some media that need money for them to be interviewing the government, for them to be carrying the movement, the activities of Biafran people. That is why we are seeking for funds, and that's why we ask people to support the government. That I know that money might be the problem, what is holding them. Money might be some problem that is holding the government to do their job. They call it what? Civil disobedience. That is, in the time of it, they told you, even, do you know the word of it? That those in the homeland of Bangladesh did not do any protest. As after 6 months that the government introduced civil disobedience at home in Bangladesh. After 6 months of the declaration, because the protest lasts for 1 year. Inside this 1 year, they got international recognition because of the pressure they mount in America, US, in UK. Because when you go into histories, you choose the one that are the same thing with you. You choose the one that is the same thing with who? With you. And when you choose that one that is the same thing with you, you implement it. The government, what we are asking them is to put into consideration and try this one, no matter their busy schedule. Even if it means sitting that place for 1 hour. Even if it means sitting there for 1 hour. It's something. Eyes have seen it. There is evidence between an eye saw and ear hearing. People might be hearing, oh, Biafra has been declared. They need evidence to see. Listen.
4. International protests. Bengalis living abroad, especially in the UK and US, organized massive rallies and campaigns, such as the Recognize Bangladesh movement, to pressure international governments to condemn the atrocities and recognize the new state. This was crucial in building the international pressure that ultimately led to Sheikh Mujib's release from his prison cell in West Pakistan in January 1972.
Do you hear it? Those in America. See, our freedom, our recognition will come from abroad, not from Nigeria, not from Nigeria. Then the abroad people, the international community, will force Nigeria the way they force Pakistan to recognize Bangladesh as a country. It is all over by force, depending on our outing, depending on what we are doing on our own. We have many ways, many things to do to trigger international pressure, and also to get our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu out. It's in our hand of the United States of Biafra have make a real declaration of what Chukwu started but could not accomplish it. Now that we're here to accomplish it, we must. We must do what? Accomplish it. Listen. Beginning in earlier March 1971, which effectively established the Awami League control of Eastern Pakistan, civil administration, this wide civil disobedience continued in various forms throughout the war. As Bangladesh and Pakistan are into the war, the people are firing, people are talking on social media, the protest continues. The civil disobedience continues. Continue happening. In that 1 year, there are protests from Bangladesh every week, every month. That is how the world know who is resilient, who is strength, who is strong to achieve what he wants, no matter what is going on. The world values protest more than any other thing. They say that protest, peaceful protest is number one. Peaceful protest is what? Number one. If you go to my yesterday program, this is the program I handled yesterday. I finished that program, here I am, I finished by 2 a.m. to check what is going to be in other countries. I was awake. I handled it for good 3 hours before I end the program. So when you look at this Bengali, what the Pakistan did to them and what Nigeria is doing to us, don't you think it's the same thing? We can also negotiate with the Bangladesh people. Yes, Christian. We can also, we have right to negotiate with many countries. The more we negotiate, then once one or two give what we want, we are done. We are good as going. We are what? Good as going. They call it what? International protests. They call it what? International protests. Bengali living abroad, especially in the UK and the US, organized massive rally and the campaign, such as the organized Bangladesh movement, to pressure international government to condemn the atrocity and recognize the new state. In their protest, they are talking what they want the government to do, why they want their new country, what they want the government to do for them in their protest. And remember, this protest starts with only 3 people in America, 6 in UK. This is how it started. So do you think that our own, that the government will call, if you really believe in the government, if you are in UK, if you are in America for the first time, why can't you come outside? If your country where you are is where the protest can hold, collect a letter from the government and submit to the authorities and tell them that it's going to be on weekend where people are at home. So you will not give an excuse of your work. When you give an excuse, it means you are not ready. Anybody who is ready does not give an excuse. Anybody that is ready cannot give an excuse. It's only when you are not ready that you are giving excuses. There is things that you can see that we have to do on our own. Oh, you're expecting Sowore. Oh, Sowore is calling protest in Nigeria. It's international pressure. It's lie. On Nigeria, what it is they call it Nigeria internal affair because of that word, territorial integrity of Nigeria. Despite that, that the Sowore is not calling for divide Nigeria. Remember, Mazi Kanu is calling to divide Nigeria. So what he did is that what will trigger everything. Now that somebody has motivated and triggered, what's supposed to from there we take off. What Shabanake Edekunejia Odo kwa ade make no na mnisha ba aganya. Ode ade. Because when we sound this way to bring us all this information, because of the information is not favoring the or it's like exposing something about the government we are going to have is government where I will have my free will to talk, to make my own prayers or submission, even to call for protests without somebody harassing me, to express my feelings or how I feel and hold for correction from the government or to implement those things like UK always do to the citizens. That is the country I am building. It's not country when you say it's the way it is. When you build the informations, then somebody will be against you. Why getting angry over me? Because of I am bringing, let us implement this, let us do this, let us try it. It's my suggestion. Do they other government that they must do it? Do you see where I have other government that they must? Why we some things we are doing on social media, the way we are narrating our stories is just on a local, the way we think it as an average man. But we move the level of an average man to think otherwise, to reason otherwise, then you find out. No leader who has fought for a country that was released from court or been pardoned. No, it's never happened anywhere. Nelson Mandela, did he not get what he wanted before he released? He released with what he wants. Jomo Kenyatta of Kenya, he gets what he wants from Britain before he was released. Mahatma of India, the same thing. The Rahman of Bangladesh, the same thing, my people. Please, as you come, please like and share. If it's the first time coming, you will see like in front of your phone. You want pressing my hand on the right eyes of your phone. You will see a 3 dots. Open that 3 dots. Click on it. Then you will see like and share. I want to allow this voice to play again. You can record it. You can share it. You can post it. It's all about educating ourselves and teaching ourselves things we need to do. Somebody was saying that Mazi Kanu should even if it means to denounce Biafra, he don't know his man, he will never. Rather, he will die there. At least that is the spirit of Mazi Kanu. Do you think that his lawyer, and do you know how many people who has visited Mazi Kanu to stop him? To ask him to withdraw. Mazi Kanu, if opened his mouth and said, okay, fine, from today, I have stopped the agitation, I won't talk about Biafra again. They leave him immediately and they said, say it and tell us any country you want. You wouldn't know until you get close to those around there now. Tell us any country of your choice. We will build whatever you want us. We will pay you. Tell us how many oil well you want. They have made all those promises and he refused. He's an international man. Until you start reasoning that way, until you start checking for what is present in the global stage, for us to be a free country, a new nation, then you will understand the impact of what we are doing. Without that, we will be saying the same thing we say today, we will say it tomorrow. What are you preaching? What are we doing? The Bangladesh also people, they use their media. They even use their media to channel what Pakistan is doing. They represent on social media the government by even using their platform. Like when I say, when you come and do hashtag, they was doing all these things. They also do what you say I'm doing today. They also educating their people. Well, I'm educating myself to gather more wisdom in future. So I don't know about you. It depends on you. It what depends on you. Let me allow you to play because my time, I have only maybe 10 minutes in case if anybody want to call, you can call.
Yes, the people of Bangladesh, then East Pakistan, engaged in massive and extensive protests, political movements, and armed resistance during the entire period. Sheikh Mujibur Rahman was imprisoned before his release in January 1972. Sheikh Mujibur Rahman was arrested on the night of March 25, 1971 by the Pakistani army. His arrest and the subsequent military crackdown known as Operation Searchlight immediately triggered the Bangladesh Liberation War. The protests and resistance that took place between March 1971 and January 1972 were not simply for his release, but for the full independence of Bangladesh itself. Forms of resistance during imprisonment, March 1971 to January 1972. The main forms of resistance during his imprisonment included 1. Armed resistance, Mukti Bahini. The most intense form was the full-scale guerrilla war fought by the Mukti Bahini, freedom fighters. This military resistance, backed by India, successfully fought the Pakistani army for 9 months, leading to Pakistan's surrender on December 16, 1971, and the birth of Bangladesh. 2. The Provisional Government. The senior political leaders of Sheikh Mujib's party, the Awami League, formed the Mujibnagar government in exile, on April 10, 1971. They declared Sheikh Mujib as president, and continued to govern the liberation efforts, diplomatic lobbying, and war coordination in his absence. 3. Civil disobedience. Prior to his arrest, Sheikh Mujib had already called for a non-cooperation movement, beginning in early March 1971, which effectively established the Awami League's control over East Pakistan's civil administration. This widespread civil disobedience continued in various forms throughout the war. 4. International protests. Bengalis living abroad, especially in the UK and US, organized massive rallies and campaigns, such as the Recognized Bangladesh movement, to pressure international governments to condemn the atrocities and recognize the new state. This was crucial in building the international pressure that ultimately led to Sheikh Mujib's release from his prison cell in West Pakistan in January 1972.
Remember that they made the intention be known. Now, when we say things, Bengali, they use guerrilla warfare. Are we not using guerrilla warfare? It's not what we're using. That's what we are using. The government is doing everything. That is the way our government is doing everything. But we ask them to look at the other way around and know things to implement more, to trigger. And in Bengali, they make their intention be known, that they want it as a new country, that they want the America, US, and UK to condemn the atrocity of Pakistan on their protests. That's how we also need to do to make it openly on our placards for America to condemn what Nigeria is doing and sanction them, and by doing that thing, give us our recognition that we are a new sovereign state. I don't know my people, but our own is to bring it out and let you know one thing, that what we did just now. Honestly, we must continue standing up into this. When the world talk about international pressure, it's all about politics. It's all about protests. International pressure. International pressure, you will be in that foreign country like America or UK and be doing it all. Give it a sleepless night with protests. That is what triggers international pressure. I want to leave you with this.
Protests are one of the most powerful non-military tools an unrecognized country can use to gain international recognition by generating widespread visibility and moral pressure. This process is generally known as civil resistance in the context of self-determination struggles. Here is how protests help an unrecognized entity gain statehood. 1. Establishing de facto statehood and control. Mass protests, especially forms of organized civil disobedience, demonstrate that the unrecognized state has a functioning society and an effective, unifying administration that is in control of its population, even if it lacks formal government structures. Proof of a population and will. Large, sustained, and unified protests are a clear, visible manifestation of the population's collective political will to be independent. International law requires a permanent population and a government capable of effective control, and mass movements show that the new entity's administration can mobilize and control its people for a shared political goal. Parallel institutions. Successful civil resistance often involves creating parallel institutions, schools, courts, tax systems, etc. Widespread public compliance with these protest-led institutions, rather than the parent states, is a strong argument that the new entity meets the effective government criterion for statehood. 2. Mobilizing international pressure. Protests force the issue onto the global agenda and create a moral imperative for foreign states to act. Media and visibility. Protests, marches, and civil disobedience are highly photogenic and newsworthy. They attract international media, giving the unrecognized state's leadership and cause a platform to bypass the parent state's information blockade. Human rights narrative. If the parent state represses the peaceful protests with violence, the movement shifts the narrative from a political dispute to a human rights crisis. This makes it morally easier for democratic nations to recognize the new state as a sanction against the abusive parent state, as seen in some historical decolonization movements. Lobbying global institutions. The visibility and moral legitimacy gained in the streets provide ammunition for the unrecognized states' representatives to lobby the UN, the EU, and individual foreign ministries, turning sympathetic public opinion into official diplomatic action or economic aid. 3. demonstrating non-violence and stability. While violence tends to be more volatile and less predictable, non-violent civil resistance is statistically more effective than armed struggle at achieving political goals and is more appealing to the international community. Higher legitimacy. Non-violent movements are seen as more legitimate and democratic in the eyes of Western and international organizations, which are the primary bodies that grant formal recognition. Lower risk of instability. By pursuing a non-violent path, the movement signals that the new state will be a stable and reliable member of the international community, making other nations more willing to recognize and establish political and economic relations with it.
I hope you heard it clearly. That protest is number one that triggers international pressure. Protest. Not protest in Nigeria. Protest in America, protest in the UK, in Germany, in Finland. That is what triggers international pressure. It's not the other way around. It's not that thing that the one that Traore is doing is political under Nigeria, and they see it as internal affair of Nigeria. That's why they are not interfering so much. Because if the world intervene in that way, that means they are destroying their law that said that they value territorial integrity more than human life. This lobby global institutions. This is what it's all about. Our government will continue lobbying on the UN, lobbying on the EU. Individual foreign ministers. All this is lobby. This is another side. Then they told you here that look at the beginning. Do you follow the beginning? He told you protests are one of the most powerful non-military tool for an unorganized country can use to gain international recognition. Protest. The protest is on two ways. The protest give us international recognition. The protest release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Protests are one of the most powerful non-military tools for an unrecognized country like United States of Biafra can use to gain international recognition by granting widespread visibility and moral pressure. The process is generally known as a civil resistance in the context of self-determination struggle. However, here is how protests help an unrecognized entity gain stakehold, get international recognition. How you can help us? Establishing de facto stakehold in control to prove that our government is in control in the population. In Agwa and Agwa, name was self-referendum. What of those that don't see the video when it was on the air? That protest can also prove that massive, that's self-referendum. There is human being who participated in that self-referendum. Mass protests, especially form of organized civil disobedience, demonstrate that the unorganized state has a functionable society. It shows that our government have what? Functionable society. Protest. And you think that we cannot the other way around. Oh, we are, some of us are just making noise. And I ask myself, if not as a saboteurs, what are you going to talk on social media? If not so, all these people, what are you going to talk on social media? What are you going to present? We give more of our time in things that are not getting us international recognition. And we give lesser time on things that will get us international recognition. After all the saboteurs, the most important thing they told us that government that make a declaration with the document are the one to get international recognition. Despite all the saboteurs, they come on and told you that they know that when a new country is being declared, there will be rebels, saboteurs everywhere. They know. When they ask you, where is your official declaration document, in one the world will see you as a saboteur. Do you know what make a American congressman to run away to see Ogenkere? No legit document. He's not official. They are seeing what is going on. Then we will be there, sitting and be discussing those that don't want to discuss. Give 1 hour to saboteurs. Give 3 hours to the international community. What will trigger the protest? We are calling on them to look at us, to know that Biafra has been declared, and nobody will stop us. We will never fall back again like what happened to the time of Ojukwu. We will never, because if we dare try it, we have all doomed. We have already mapped out to wipe away. We are telling the world that this thing called One Nigeria, that they mean is death sentence over every indigenous people, that we denounce it. The amalgamation of Lugard was the worst thing. The Lugard is the evil, the Satan that we are seeing. The Lugard, he is evil. If there is no Lugard amalgamation, we are peaceful, decent, living on our own without land threatening dispute until he comes and destroys everything. The name of that thing called One Nigeria is what? Meaning of Nigeria is death sentence. Nigeria is under autocracy regime, not under democracy. That is why Chowra is arrested. That is why Aloysius Macaulay is arrested. That is why Bro Thomas Nakan is arrested. That is why they are arresting Protestants. Because it's only in military regime you cannot protest. The world, we are calling on you that Nigeria has done more than what South Africa did against Namibia, that you invoke the mandate of South Africa. Invoke, sanction Nigeria and set us free. We are dying every day. The clean is too much every day. America, US, devilish UK with their Lugard. Or is it not your grandfather who is evil? You are also evil to today. That is why you are making oil in our land and want us to wipe away, but it's actually backfire on you. Any UK, it must surely backfire back what you did to us. You will receive it back. He will take it back. It's back to sender. It's the time is looming. I hope today they are in all your offices. They are in control. They will show you shege. You think that snake that was small cannot grow. They are growing in your country every day, and they are in charge. They will show you shege. We will be here when these people call London, when call UK, will be seeking asylum. We shall be when it will happen. Very soon it's coming. It's looming everywhere to them. These people are preparing. Then I'll be seeing Hannah Quadro Hoffman. So my people, I have given you my message for today. And because of my time of my work, I have to go out for the job also. I say before I go, let me do this. So I want to thank you, I want to appreciate you. Please, whenever you come across this page, this platform, please subscribe, like, and share the program, please. Do not just view the program, like the program. So that we know that we are live and the program has been ended right now. So from me, from here, thank you so much. Have a wonderful day.